Hello my dear YouTuber friends, and I do hope you're all keeping well. Welcome to this new video. Somewhere you may recognise here. This is London City Airport, the UK2000 Scenery Add-on Pack that's just released today. So it's the 4th of May 2023. AKA Huddison International. Now, UK2000 Scenery has been around for some time. I believe I had a couple of their airport add-on packs for Microsoft Flight Simulator X back in the day, and they were pretty much the masters. So in this video, I'm going to give you a tour and overview of what you get with the UK2000 Scenery, just as we watch the Docklands Light Rail coming through. That's one of the additions. I was actually on that when I visited London City Airport in real life. Link to that video down below in the description. Give you an overview of what you get in this pack. Compare it somewhat with the Orbix London City pack to show you the differences. And I'll talk about that in more detail in this video. There's something forthcoming with the Orbix London City pack. And then I'll give you my recommendations whilst also giving you some hints and tips of how to install this file in the first place. Okay, so let's not dilly-dally. Let's get on with this video. So before I show you more of the scenery file, EGLC UK2000 Scenery, I just want to show you where to get it and how to download it and that type of thing. So you would head over to this page. I'll put this down below in the description. EGLC should be on top by now. I pay via PayPal. I'm sure you can use other payment methods to pay for it. I didn't create an account. I didn't have to. Pay by PayPal. Then I had to put a code, verification code, to show I wasn't a robot in backwards. That type of thing. And then once you're done, you can set a password. Once you get into your account, I'll show you something on screen. There's 3 different files with this scenery. And I'll talk more about them in detail later, because I want to show you something else first. So you download each one of them. Now, depending, this may or may not happen to you. In the downloads, it's happened with my last one. Download, you must trust it. You get this, it's downloaded, but it's got a sort of exclamation box there saying that you must trust this. To do this, if you don't know how to do it, depending what file browser you're using, you should have something different here. But in Edge, at least, you would click on these 3 dots next to the actual file. So hover over the file, the 3 dots here, and I go keep. And I'm going to say show more, keep anyway. And it will keep that file for me. Now I can go and open that. So I've downloaded each of the 3 files. Let's move on to the next part. Okay, so I thought I'd better show you this part too. Now, I've started the first file. Let me show you that list of files you get. I've started the first one. I've blanked out in that picture there. That's why I'm showing you this way, rather than showing you my account, the serial number. Otherwise, you could actually take my serial. But you would get a serial number next to it. I've entered it in. And now it's saying select your community folder. Now, it's also, when I first started this program, it's saying Windows Defender has blocked it. Just go to run anyway. You can trust this UK2000 Scenery. It's an unknown app, basically. But I don't think this company is going to try and hack your computer. Wouldn't worry about that. But this part, so just go to your community folder. Mine's going to be in a different place to yours. Again, if you don't know where your community folders are, I'll link a video down below about trying to help PC users find their community folders. I believe mine's in a Steam library. Let's hope so. Common, let's just see. Community. There we go. Microsoft Flight Simulator Community. So that's where my community folder is. And if I go next there, it's not showing anything that you shouldn't see there, I don't think. That's fine. Just making sure it's not showing any of my serial numbers. It's not. It's going to download and install. And hey presto, that's the first one. And then you'll do the rest for the other files. So I'm just making sure myself. Yep, that's fine. So I'll do the rest with the other installer files. I'll be back in a moment. Okay, so with the files installed, let me just bring up the box showing you what you get in this package. I'll circle the two files that I installed. So I've got some of the static aircraft. And the bottom file, the common distribution files, which you also need. With them both installed, this is the result. Now, the static aircraft, as you can see there, those are the ones that you get, so you can have them or not. We're at the view of approaching runway 9 at London City Airport, or Huddison International. So I'm just going to give you a quick and dirty overview of what you get with this package. There's the arrivals lounge. And you got animated folks around there. Get him, move on, chaps. What are you doing? Is he on his phone? This chap down here. It's always interesting to watch. Some of these buildings do have internals. I'll be showing you that a little bit later in this video. Just get him with a tour. It does look slightly different. A few trucks there. Aircraft there. A bit of an industrial site there. Or industrial vehicles, shall we say. And there we go. Just looks slightly different to the Orbix pack, and a couple of new additions here as well. Now you do get these flashing amber lights, which sort of turn, leading on to this sort of runways from a taxiway, which is nice. Don't remember that with the Orbix pack. There we go. Some more terminals there. And there is, I'm not going to test it in this video, there is an enhanced night lighting as well. I don't usually go in for night lightings. And there we go, within this part of the airport there's a couple of internal sort of stands and passenger lounges and goodness knows what. And of course I showed you before, something I always like to watch, the Docklands Light Rail. There's one's going there, you can see it just going. So there you go, coming through the tunnel there. And a couple of extra buildings and features here, including this tower down here. And the car park. And let's just come down. Like I said, this, I'm not giving you any fancy sort of panning shots. This is typically the way I'll show off the airport packages, just so you can see roughly what you'll be getting as well, rather than disguising it. There we go. So you get the sort of taxiways here, which look very different. Let's come down in altitude so you get a better close. And what we'll do, we'll turn onto the runway. We'll just get towards the end here. What are you folks doing down there? There you go, that's my aircraft. I've just got it in drone view. But that's my Cessna 172 there, parked up on a taxiway. Are you coming to arrest me, it looks like? Now, just one thing I'll mention here. I do have the Orbix London City pack. I installed this over the top of it. Didn't seem to affect it. Just for safety, just so I don't get conflicts, I've uninstalled the Orbix London City Airport Scenery Pack. Doesn't say you need to do that anywhere in this package. But just so I don't get conflicts, I've done that. I'm going to give you some of the runway markings here as well. What I'll do, I'll get in my aircraft and actually take off and land again. So take off from runway 27 and land at runway 9. So there you go, you're getting a view of the airport. Actually, we can do it this way. So imagine I'm coming along, trundling along here. And you're getting the view of the airport there to your left. Trundling along to take off. I mean, it's quite a nice and different vantage point to what you get with the Orbix pack. So as you see there, coming towards sort of the threshold for runway 9. And we take off and you get all that view there. And just turn around. But I will give you a view from the air later on what it's like to approach. And then taxi into the terminals. And there's even a... excuse me, a hotel there, Travelodge, from memory from when I was there, that is there. I tried to get in the arrivals, but unless you have a ticket you can't. Must do a flight from London City. Okay, so that's a quick and dirty tour of what you get. Let me show you now some of the internals. So here we go, just to give you some of the internals that you get with the package. You do get a small passenger lounge. I just went through the wall. And it is quite a small airport, so this is the lower floor. Can I go above? I can. And there's a few more people standing around. These seem to spawn in differently each time I do it. Not massively animated. They look like they're stuck to me there. You do get animated people. There's possibly... What's these guys doing? Oh, they seem to be melded together. Well, it is what it is, chaps. Just showing you what you get realistically. Now, I've not found much more. Let's just get outside, show you the location there. So it's roughly there with the airport, so near those stands. And goodness knows what. I've not found many more locations where you've got internals. Let me just bring up the drone camera box. I do have Flow installed. I just find it easier to do it from this setting, from the old setting in Microsoft Flight Sim. I'll get above, go around, actually come down to this part. Oops, that will do there, that will do there. Just bring up that drone camera, slow it down a little bit. There we go. Be good if someone... Perhaps there's utility to do that without going to that setting there. If there is, somebody let me know down below. I've not explored that. There you go. So a few more animated. Now these are slightly more animated people, aren't they? You see they're moving around quite normally. But as you come in here, you get this view. And you get a few folk here, which is okay. Very nice. So we can go along here. There's nothing much more down here though. And as you go through these windows here, get these sorts of flat, pretty much flat textures. And yeah, not very realistic at all. So it's just giving you a sort of view of shops and goodness knows what, but it's just flat paintings. So if you're looking at that from the outside, you do get the impression that there's something in there. Now, unless this is installed incorrectly, and I've just checked my files, it seems to be installed correctly. Yeah, kind of flat view sort of paintings on the actual walls, and a few animated areas. Better than other packages. There's a Docklands Light Wales going past again. I do love that. Can we see anybody on board? Nope. But then what do you expect? It's more than will be given. Okay, chaps, what I'll do now, I'll get up in the air. I'll turn around and come on an approach to runway 9 at London City Airport, and I'll sum up and give you my final thoughts and recommendations. You know what, chaps, I said I'll get up in the air, but I just wanted to give you a view from the aircraft. As you're taking off, the runway markings with the runway to our left as well. Sorry, with the airport to our left as well. So give you a view of that. Now I can't hold that much longer. The aircraft's fighting me to take off there, so I'm going to take off at a lowish altitude just to give you the view of the airport. It does look quite different, quite nice, doesn't it? It's kind of a gritty realism with that I do like. Stick it onto autopilot and heading mode just while we jump back outside. Pan around, so there we are, taking off from runway 27. That will give you a good view, because that's typically the way you'll be looking at the airport, taking off and landing again. Someone's taking off in a jet behind me. What I'll do now, I'll just fly around to London, downtown London, turn around and come back for an approach to runway 9. So here we go, chaps, we're on an approach to runway 9, Huddison International here. I've already gone one stage of flaps, I believe. Have indeed. Actually, if I keep the external view in that kind of mode for you, or that view, let me just decrease my throttle there. So there we go, you see you're getting, I mean, typical sort of approach there, view of the approach over the sort of financial district area. But then as we get closer to the airport, you'll see what the UK2000 scenery offers. As it not only builds up the sort of apron of the runway and the buildings, but a couple of buildings around it too, and then you can judge whether this is for you or not. Let me just give you my thoughts as we're coming in for an approach. For £14, it's little money. Xbox Simmers, it's PC only, I'm afraid, at the moment. This may come to the marketplace. Any news on that, I shall update you. Typically in the Discord, link to our Discord down below in the description. So it's PC only at the moment. £14, not a lot of money. But I did say Orbix have something planned. They've got a version 2. I'm going to link a tweet down below for you in the description too. A tweet by Orbix saying they're working on a version 2 of London City Airport. Now, whether that will be free for existing owners of the Orbix London City Airport pack, I do not know at this time. The tweet doesn't contain that information. If anybody has further information on that or wish to share that, put it down in the comments down below. But version 2, and there's 1 or 2 comments on that tweet saying it's a crappy move by them as the UK2000 are just releasing this airport scenery package. I don't believe so. I think a bit of competition, healthy competition's okay. Let me just concentrate on my landing there. We're a little bit low, but we should be okay. Got hold of my XPC yoke here. So I should be able to flare this nicely. Nice speed coming in. And there we go. That's a view from the approach coming in to the UK2000 London City Airport. Coming in nice and low for you here. A couple of people parked up on the apron there, which is good. Or the stands rather, not the apron. Hopefully not the apron. There we go. So you get a view of the approach coming in. And what we'll do, we'll bring her down. Nice and gentle here, please, Huddison. There we go, that'll do. We can taxi, maybe take the next taxiway. Or the next one. There we go, there's one coming up. Raise my flaps. So it'll be interesting to see what the Orbix offer brings whenever that. I think that they'll probably get a move on now this is released. For now, this offers something more additional, in my opinion, over the Orbix London City Airport package. But I've given you a view, I've given you an overview and a tour of what you get with this as we turn on. I mean, look at that, isn't that lovely? Gotta say, I'm quite impressed. And those lights on the side, I quite like this one. And chaps, I recommend it. Absolutely, for the price of it, for £14, you can't go wrong. But do let me know your thoughts. Give the video a like if you've enjoyed it. Subscribe for many more Flight Simulator videos on their way. And I'll see you soon.